Alright, so you've finished your block and you have the back hole. In my case, just to show you can be done, I drew 2 holes for the axles. You don't have to. You would really wait until the end. I just did it to show you that it can be done. Alright, this is just the block of wood. This is not your car. You need to do stuff to it to make it transform into Le Dragster. So how do we do that? We want to click on the face. We want to create sketch. And here you can do whatever your imagination desires. I want to show you a couple of scenarios. Whatever you draw, it needs to close. So one way to make it close is to make it match the edges. And you'll know it matches an edge when this yellow line turns black. So I'm going to go crazy. I'm going to do this, and I'm just going to keep clicking on the line. And go that way. And maybe want to look like an alligator. Keep going this way. And here. Okay. I want to extrude, so I'm going to 3D model, extrude, and if this shows up in white, you're good. So I'm going to click on that. I want you to see the difference. This is popping out. I want to make sure it cuts. It turns red. You can type or drag. So I can type the number 2 because it's 2 inches, and that's long enough to cover the body, or I can just drag this out. Alright? And okay. So that's my top view. I'm like, yeah. Well, once you do that, if I wanted to cut maybe the sides out, make the car skinnier, I can't do that because it only recognizes one flat face at a time. So if I wanted to do the whole length of the car, I can't do the top, but I can do the bottom. So let me zoom out. So this is a trick. I can trace the bottom of the car, do create sketch, and then I can do more stuff. So let's say I want this to be all curvy crazy. If you want to cut your sides out, it really is best to find out where the middle of your car is, because you certainly don't want one side thicker than the other. So I looked for this green dot. It's the midpoint. See how that's yellow, 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 green. Same thing over here. So I want to do, oh, let's say something like this. Spline is good if you know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, the more times you click, the easier it is to control what you drew. And if it's moving that menu on you, you can move it out of the way and keep going. Alright. I can do half. I like to make my life easy and try this guy, mirror. So I want to mirror this. It starts off blue, it's going to turn white. My mirror line is this center line that I drew. I'm going to apply. I like it. Now I'm done. So that's my shape. I want to get rid of this line to extrude. Let me see if it'll do it without me. So extrude. I want the white stuff to go away. Go away. Go away. See how this splits in half? So that's why I would normally remove that middle line to keep this as one piece instead of 2. But so far it's not giving me a problem because it caught this and this, which is what I want to go away. So I'm going to spin this around. Make sure I'm actually cutting and not, adding to it. So reverse, cut, see how it's all red. Red is good. Red means it go away. Okay. So there, I've got, you know, a crazy car. And I can keep going. Let's say I want to do more, right? And I don't want this to be flat anymore, and I want this maybe to arch this way, but it was a second thought. I can still keep going. I just need to draw on a plane instead of drawing on my car. So I want to find a plane that matches the side of my car. That's this one. I can still do create sketch. Okay. And I can kind of see how it's not letting me highlight a black line, okay? Because I got more than one sketch. Let me do finish sketch. This sketch is in the middle of the car. That extrusion is that one. Sketch 4 is my body of the car, and so forth, okay? So I'm going to show you another trick that's called offset plane. I know this plane works. I know I can catch the XY plane. Okay. So I'm going to pick this again, create sketch. So I can't grab any of the yellow lines. It won't recognize it. So I got to do my own. So I'm going to go easy, do something like an ellipse. And I'm doing this because I know this is a closed shape. See how some of it's hiding already? But I know it's going to go through. So I'm going to have faith, do an extrude, spin this around till I can see stuff. Try to do this. Okay? I don't want it to show up. I want it to cut. And I want it to cut through the car. So I got to play with the directions a bit. I want to go that way. Okay. Now let's say, man, this is awesome. I'm going to keep going. Maybe I don't want this to be pointy and I wanted it to be flat or whatever. You can play with these planes and draw on that plane. Just make sure that that shape's already closed by itself. And you're not depending on the original sketch anymore. Okay, that can get you started. You can look on Google and find inspiration. You can keep going from here. I like to fillet stuff and chamfer and do a whole bunch of other things, which right now I won't do it because it's in 2D sketch, but I can go back. If I want to fillet stuff, I can go back to sketch 4, that extrusion, go to that sketch, go edit sketch. If I want to change it, if I want to go on the actual body of it, I can right click and try to chamfer. Let's fillet this one. Okay? So little by little you can keep shaping your car and make it look as cool and aerodynamic as possible.